So, today we're talking about the Boker Plus Patriot. This, unfortunately, is a discontinued knife. I've had this for years, and it's fantastic. I don't think I've ever talked about it before, though. And I absolutely love this knife. It is super, super lightweight, extremely capable. I'll start off with some specs here. In English, by the way, because I did give the specs in Hindi. But, you know, most of you don't speak Hindi, neither do I. I use a translator. So our blade here is 3.37 inches of the wonderful 154 cm. Closed, we have 4.1 inches. We have a GFN handle here on this guy. GFN standing for glass-filled nylon. So we just have a, you know, really hard plastic. It is very heavily textured as well. Let me see, let me zoom in, show you that. All right, so very nice. Also, overall length is 7.5 inches. All right, and like I said, super, super lightweight. This is only 2.1 ounces. Not only is it super lightweight, but it's very, very strong. All right, no play at all. I've used this one for quite a while. This has a nice lockback, and it has kind of a Boyd dent, right? Well, at least we say that on the Spydercos, but it does have a little bit of a cutout. In fact, when this knife was released, this was very much kind of known as a Spyderco ripoff. People, you know, a lot of people in the EDC community had agreed upon the fact that they kind of just ran with the idea of like an Endura. They just changed up the design just a little bit, and that's it. They have their own version of the Endura, all the way down to, you know, the little dent that makes it more comfortable to push in on the lockback. The handle shape is phenomenal. I mean, it really hugs the hand very nicely. You see overall we have a little bit of a curvature here. 2 finger choils, right? Jimping on the back of the blade is very, very useful. It actually works really, really well. But yeah, this whole thing, it's I almost want to say like pistol grip-esque. It just fits the hand really nice, and it's super grippy everywhere. Your fingers wrap around, you feel that textured GFN. You feel the very purposeful jimping that's on the back there. It just locks in the hand really, really well. But again, super, super lightweight. All right, for just under a 3.5 inch blade, being 2.1 ounces is super light. The designer for this guy is, I want to say, Raymond Lotak. It's spelled R-A-L-M-U-N-D L-H-O-T-A-K. So you guys can decipher that for yourself. Actually, there's his, let me zoom back in. There's a little logo on the blade there. All right, 154 cm. And USA, that is the big deal with this guy. This was the very first USA-made knife in the Boker line. Right? So Boker Plus, I shouldn't say the Boker line. Boker Plus has been around for many, many years, and they were making super, super affordable knives. It was kind of like their lowest level of Boker knives. There's a bunch of different, you know, I want to say just, you know, not even segments. What's the right word for it? There's different levels, right? So just like Benchmade, I'm going to go back to old, you know, old school Benchmade, where they had their red class, which is like their cheaper imported stuff. Then they had their black class and their blue class and their gold class. So Boker kind of has done this for many years as well, where they have their, you know, top tier knives. They're kind of mid-level knives. The knives are made overseas, whatever. The Boker Plus stuff was usually the cheapest or most affordable. But because of that, a lot of it was made in China. I want to say some was made in Taiwan as well, but this was the first ever Boker Plus all-American made knife, which is a huge, huge deal. Now, I don't remember the original price on this. I want to say it was probably 60, 70 bucks, something like that. I know that I saw one on BladeHQ not too long ago when I kind of revisited this knife and started carrying it again, because I knew I wanted to do a video on it. I did check real quick, and like I said, it's discontinued, so it's on a lot of websites, but it's not available for sale. I want to say that BladeHQ has one for 70 bucks. Just one, like in stock. That's it. It's long discontinued, but they happen to have one, and I want to say it's $70. You know, but I also want to say this was like 40-something dollars back in the day too, a lot of places. So I don't know, in and around there somewhere. Doesn't really matter now. The price is going to be all over the place. The only place you're going to find this knife is probably just secondhand from another collector on eBay or something like that. But I would expect to pay, I'd still want to say it's under 100 bucks. You know, if it was over 100, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But if it's like 70 or 80, I still think it's actually worth it, you know, for that price. 80 bucks, 90 bucks. It's still a fantastic knife. The 154 cm is definitely going to perform for you. It's just like, you know, it's one of those things. If you want one, they're very scarce. In fact, if you have one, let me know down in the comment section what you think of it. But anyway, so overall, I think it's a fantastic knife, super lightweight, very capable. The pocket clip is awesome on this guy. All right, very just simple design. It's also a little bit wider than a lot of pocket clips, at least for, you know, a slender knife like this. Fits in the pocket fine. It's not deep concealed, right? You know, we have a deep concealed clip. It's mounted low on the knife, and then we have our lanyard hole. So this is what's basically showing, you know, in the pocket. But yeah, I mean, the knife works fantastic. There's dual or ambidextrous thumb studs. Because it's a lockback, it's truly ambidextrous. So you can use it left-handed or right-handed. Fits the hand great. It's nice and sharp. You know, it's just a wonderful knife. The 154 cm on this guy, I have sharpened this before several times because I've had it for so long. Did carry it, used it, stropped it, used it, stropped it, used it. Got a little dull, sharpened it, that kind of thing. But when sharpening, I never got this so dull that I need to, you know, break out like super heavy stones or anything like that, like really coarse stuff. Most times when I'm sharpening a knife, like it'll probably end up being a fine stone or something like that where the strop is just not cutting it anymore, where I want to get that, you know, nice sharp edge. The strop is obviously just to maintain an edge, but at some point it does go a little dull, but I don't let it get so dull that I have to kind of like reprofile and break out my 100 grit stones or anything like that, right? But overall, I think it's a fantastic knife. I do like from the factory, you notice all the pins here, the screws, I should say, they're all presentation side. I've talked about this before, but the screw heads are obviously on one side and we have, you know, flat heads on the back. But for a right-handed person like myself, and like most people, it's just nice to be able to see the flat heads and not the actual, you know, bit head, or the side where the bits go. Does that make sense? This is presentation side. I've always talked about that. It's something I appreciate. It's a tiny little detail, you know, but I happen to like it. But super lightweight. I don't know why things like this just come and go. I feel like it's like that with a lot of things. Like food, let's say you find like a really cool snack and you're like, wow, this is like the best version of this or whatever. Limited time edition, or, you know, just comes and goes. That's it. You like a knife, you love it, it's fantastic. There's so many good knives that are discontinued, and from so many companies, not just Boker. All the major companies across the board, they all have models of knives that I wish they'd bring back. And I'm like, you're crazy, because you'd make so much money if you just remade that one knife. You know, back in the day, maybe you discontinued it because it wasn't doing good with sales. But I know for a fact that it would do amazing today with those sales. So why are certain knives discontinued when they're just amazing designs? This is just one of those knives. This really is a really, really good design from Boker. Why they don't, you know, continue to make it, who knows? Couldn't tell you. Maybe it has to do with the rights, you know, because of the person who owns the design. I have no idea. But that's what it is. I did save the box here to show you guys this. Little magnetic front there. It just sets in, which is really nice, actually. I do like this style of box for presentation purposes. I remember how this even goes in there because I don't store it in the box. This box is actually stored separately. There we go. But yeah, I mean, if you're giving a gift or something, it's a nice little presentation. Boker Plus USA. Very cool. A little spot there. Jam your finger so you can pull it out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Lockback, lightweight, nice and sharp, decent blade steel, and was a decent price. Now, who knows what the price is going to be. That's going to be up to the sellers. So there you go. That's the Boker Plus PATRIOT, long discontinued, which is very sad to me. I don't know why, Boker. Why do companies do that? You got to keep the good knives on the roster, right? But who knows? Maybe it's just out with the old, in with the new. You can't make a million designs, right? So let me know in the comment section. Have you seen this knife? Do you carry this knife currently? I'd love to know. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.